this annexation.
Yes.
Yes. And so, not to get into all the details of that, but a lot of times we do ask that if the county, we've had annexations before where the county did not oppose. There was one not very long ago on Doris Road, but they dropped the opposition because it was less dense in the city. So, but the county does oppose this annexation.
Correct.
Just answer yes or no. Okay, thanks.
Yes. And just to clarify, I know that we don't have the information tonight, but we will by Monday as far as the answers from WSA. Of course, our lovely police chief is here tonight, but schools and fire as well. They always have a seat at the table through the development meetings, and we would never move forward without their input on those items. So that might help clarify a little bit as well. I'm so sorry, but from my own understanding, because I'm getting conflicting information, so we,
Well, the Zoning Procedures Act doesn't apply to annexations. You have
Okay.
a public hearing, but there's no right of the public to comment on the annexation.
okay.
Okay.
It does say that we were doing it on the agenda. I would like to, if that's okay, and then going forward.
It's not required.
Okay, that's fine. And then just to clarify then, because I guess the Georgia Zoning Act does not require that we have an open hearing on this meeting, but I know I was under the impression that we're going to, and I think I led y'all to that, so we're gonna go ahead and do that tonight. But keep in mind that Monday night, there will not be an open hearing. So if you've not spoken yet and you had something that you wanted, a question or statement, then now is your time. So at this time, we're gonna go ahead and have that public hearing. We will do 20 minutes for those in favor of this item at 5 minutes apiece, and something tells me that nobody wants to do that, so we'll close that.
Madam Chair, can I have a question before the
Yes, Madam
community
Mayor.
comes?
Of course.
You can come on, Dr. Rogers. On this historical information background, it does have something from Douglas County School System, and it says the original pre-application request was for 152 units, and then it goes down from, and that was in April, and then it rose from 152 to 181. So it's like Mr. Harris said, that's a little bit confusing in that
Right.
it was 152, then it's 181, then it's
Mhm.
164, 169. So
Yes, ma'am.
if we were to consider, even what the school system is saying, they were looking at it even for comments on 152 units.
Well, I think that the application was just, there were some changes made to it. I believe it was late last week.
Okay.
And so I think that we're still waiting on some of those answers to come back, but we will have those before Monday.
Before Monday, okay,
Before we make a decision, we will have those answers.
all right.
With them taking into consideration the new numbers.
Yes, ma'am. So is the school system and the fire department making a comment, or in the police department, based on which numbers? 152, 181, 169?
The 169, what's being
169.
proposed here this evening.
Tonight?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. I apologize,
No,
Dr.
so sorry.
Rogers.
Dr. Rogers, you're up.
Dr. John Rogers, 6330 Holborn Lane, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134. My question is, the county filed suit against the city pertaining to this, correct?
We can't answer
comment
those
on
right now.
Okay.
present
Sorry.
litigation.
But I didn't know how you can make decisions on something with, there's litigation going on in that. And I know that it hasn't been settled at this time, so I was just wondering. The other thing is that the particular discussion that was taken place was that the emergency exit or entrance that come out of Holborn Lane would be only grass, and it wouldn't be a paved, it wouldn't be a paved entrance, an emergency paved entrance. It would just be a grass facade that they would use to come in and out, and that was odd to me. So that's where I was at on that. I was just wondering, so we'll see where this goes from here.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you,
blessed
Mr.
day.
Rogers. You as well. Okay. Was there anyone else who's not spoken yet that would like to speak before we close this portion of the public hearing? Okay. Okay, well, if that being said then, I'm gonna go ahead and close the public
Madam
hearing. Madam Mayor, I know you're.
I know, always got to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Fire Chief, Dr. Allen, do you mind coming forward? I just want to have this question, so we'll have the answer for the future on what the requirements are for an emergency entrance, whether it's paved or grass or impervious. I know fire trucks, they're very heavy, and the cans for the ambulance.
Madam Mayor, I'm looking at it right here, it's paved, it's red.
It's paved? Okay,
Mhm.
okay, so I'll leave that alone. But if you can just answer, the question was raised by the chairwoman about security and what that mechanism would be. Are there certain requirements that the fire department has? Or like, because if it's a lock or a key and you don't have the key and something's going on, you got to get through there, how does that work? For the
So-
future, just.
So normally when we look at security areas that have gates, we will require them to have some type of SOS system on there, so our sirens, our lights would automatically have the gates open up for us.
Okay. So it's something electronic,
Yes, ma'am.
and it's a service, what's the SOS? What's that acronym?
It's siren over something, and I don't want to
okay.
be incorrect in this form here, but basically, when we pull up to a gated community, we would activate our sirens and our lights, and the certain tones that come from the sirens would activate the gates to open up.
To unlock automatically?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just wondering, because you can't come in my backyard unless you got the key to the fence.
And these will have to be electronic gates.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right, thank you,
And
Fire
and
Chief.
to the paved situation,
Mhm.
we would prefer all entrances to be hard surface because of the weight of the vehicles that are coming through the community.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Allen.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Chair,
Actually,
appreciate
Chief
that.
Allen, I believe Coach has a question for
Oh,
you.
Fire Chief.
I'm sorry, while you're here.
No worries.
Chief, how many of these type emergency entrances exist, or you got a rough number, if any, around Douglasville and Douglas County?
There are several, and when we're talking either apartment complexes and/or subdivisions that are gated communities, and including commercial buildings and businesses.
I'm wondering, looking at the map for this and where it's located at the back of the subdivision, where the main entrance is off Malone Road, which is more of a main road rather than cutting through a subdivision. If y'all are answering a call, what would determine y'all using the emergency exit as opposed to just coming through the main entrance if there was an emergency call in this subdivision we're talking about?
And through the development process, we don't normally look at something as an emergency exit or anything. So when we respond to any type of community, we would, through our mapping process and GIS, we would look at the most advantageous way of getting into that community.
Okay. I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking cutting through a subdivision or coming off a main road just makes sense to me, but I know there's more to making that decision than just what I'm thinking. So I just was curious about that. What
Yeah.
determines that?
Yes, sir. And don't limit it just to, and Chief Sparks can attest to this, don't just limit it to just fire. It's public safety in general. So
Right.
you're not just looking at just fire emergencies or EMS, but also law enforcement.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Thanks.
I'm so sorry. I think that Mayor Pro Tem has a
Oh,
question.
Yeah, I
for
just
you.
want to
Fire
follow
Chief.
up to Councilman Watt's question regarding those emergency access points. Are they tested on a regular basis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just like a fire alarm, just like a fire
Yes, sir. We
sprinkler system, they do that?
Yes, the fire marshal's office tests all gated communities that have electronic gates on an annual basis.
Annual, okay, because I figure some of them, if they're battery operated, that could be a potential problem.
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up to answer those questions on the fly for us. I
Nope.
appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Council, do you guys have other questions of the applicant
I-
or just of us?
Yes, ma'am, I had one more, and I apologize, I had all my notes, and I was
You're
trying to,
good.
take-
For the applicant, though?
yes, for the
Okay.
applicant. If you
Mr.
don't
Malphras,
mind.
can I get you to come back down for a moment?
I apologize. I was trying to write everything that you said and all and the citizens as well. The mailboxes, I overlooked that I had a little picture and I forgot to point at that picture. So what is the rationale behind having, I lived in an apartment in Maryland, and all the mailboxes were together. It was kind of, I'm not gonna say chaotic, but why wouldn't you have a mailbox in front of the townhome? Why is it like an apartment where all the mailboxes are together?
Once again, maybe one that my engineer could answer a little bit better, but but from our belief, it's from the way the mail would have to come in and out of the community rather than one area, and potentially just how many that would be on a 20-foot unit.
Okay, and because recalling when I lived in an apartment, there's only, that mailbox is like a communal mailbox, and that's how it would be. It's
Yes, ma'am.
not. Is it the same size as a regular mailbox, like at your home? It was very small, so you couldn't get a lot of stuff in there, and then you couldn't, like now you can go to your mailbox and put the flag up, and the post person, the mail carrier, will take something to you to the post office, but you can't do that in a communal mail area.
I'm sure that's something we're open to.
Okay.
The way that is best done, and suggestions from council, we would be open to.
Yeah, and I think it'll make you feel more like especially if you've purchased a townhome, to make it feel like a home if you have your own mailbox with your address.
Madam Mayor, I'm being told that the post office requires it for these types of developments.
Oh, okay, so that's what it is, because it's multifamily, that the post office requires that.
I'm gonna have to follow up with you to get the exact rationale behind
But
it.
if that's the
Yeah.
answer, that's the answer. I just didn't know. I just
No, it's okay. Yeah,
thought
I
like
didn't either.
townhomes would have their own mailbox, like a house and not an apartment. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? No. Mr. Malphurs, before you leave, I know that we only have a few days before you come back on Monday, but I've got to share with you that there's, like I said, there's 5 different photos at the top of these renderings, and they're mostly ugly. There's not a lot of character to them, but most importantly, I have a real issue with a single car garage with this amount of density on a road like that. That's something that I really would need to see addressed, as well as some kind of conditioning in the HOA that would require a rental cap. And for those listening, that rental cap means that the HOA would not allow more than a certain number of rental units in the development. And I think that's my only suggestions at this time.
Yeah. And we're open to looking at that, and we appreciate the feedback from y'all. That's really definitely what we're looking at, is looking for is the constructive comments back. I would say too that those are examples, and we would adhere to architectural guidelines that y'all would put on us. Those are just examples of what that product looks like being utilized around.
Okay.
And we don't think it's ugly.
I'm sorry. Okay.
All good?
I think so. Anyone else? Question for the applicant? Okay, that is it. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Mr. Malphurs. Madam Mayor, that is all that I have this evening for planning and development.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I will not trouble you with going to your next committee, because there isn't any business under Public Improvement and Beautification Committee, so nor are there any comments or concerns or any business under Councilman Davis's Public Relations Committee. So the next committee is Public Safety. Dr. Burdanley, thank you, and she has left the meeting, and there's no business under that committee, but since Councilman Watts is here, I'll ask you to address Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you, Coach. Councilmember Hudson, would you please take Technology Committee, as you're the chairperson there?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Mayor. There is no business under the Technology Committee this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. And Mayor Pro Tem, the Vice Chair of Transportation Committee, would you mind taking that committee for me, please?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item under the Transportation Committee
Yes, sir.
at this time. That is to adopt a resolution to rename Elm Street in the city of Douglasville to become Page Street in honor of Mrs. Martha Page. And Ms. Hampton, you have some follow-up on that?
You all discussed this item a month or so ago. Ms. Jordan has worked with Councilman Davis, who originally made the request. So we are prepared to have that resolution adopted on Monday, and Councilman Davis will be back in town on Monday and has mentioned that. I guess he's mentioned he has the whole family coming on Monday.
Do we, I guess we want to leave it on the agenda if the family's going to be present then? So, yeah. Then we will take that up and vote on it on Monday then. Any comments or question, Madam Mayor? You would like to say
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just to say that the renaming of the street for Mrs. Page, she's 102 years old. She's lived in the community many years and has generations of family there. And so we'll read over her accommodations and why we have considered naming the street for her. We usually try to wait until posthumously, is that the name of the word?
Posthumously.
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 But we have made an exception in this regard. But Councilmember Davis made the request. Well, I think there are only 4 homes on her street. Is that correct, Chief? 3? 3 homes on the street. And so he'll bring all that information to us with her family. And again, her accommodations when she comes with her family on Monday. So she was born in 1923. That's a long time. I know. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll, can't be certain how the vote will come out, but we'll whip the vote and see what we can get on that on Monday.
Yes, sir.
That is all we have under the Transportation Committee at this time, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem, for taking that item up. Is there any other business to come before council tonight from the elected officials? All right, thank you all so much. Updates from our city staff, our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dodson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Attorney Dodson. Staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan.
No business, Madam Mayor, thank you.
You're welcome. Our chief of police, Dr. Gary Sparks.
No business, Madam Mayor.
All right, Chief, you're getting ready for the CALEA Awards. You're gonna tell the people what that's about. You wanna brag on yourself? You want me to toot the horn? We getting our national certification.
Yeah, you can
How
do
long
that.
have we been doing it? You were already the chief of the year for the state and the department, and now we're going to Little Rock, Arkansas,
Yes.
for a national certification. You wanna tell us what that involves and the
Well,
percentage
it,
of
uh,
candidates?
It involves a whole long process of other law enforcement agencies throughout the nation coming to the city of Douglasville to look over our standard operating procedures to make sure that we were doing things in line with the CALEA in order to receive this CALEA certification. So we're in line with most national police departments that can put this emblem on their vehicles and
Yes.
and it'll show that they're CALEA certified. So we're already state certified. So,
Yes, sir.
so now we are nationally, we'll be picking up that hardware for national certification.
And it's 20% city manager, or how many law enforcement agencies in the country?
Yeah, it's probably around that or maybe
Around
less.
15 to 20% of all agencies,
It's
law
a lot of
enforcement.
work. It's a lot of work, and the good thing about it is that all our officers and everybody assigned with the police department, they have to adhere to these policies, and they come and they check and make sure that you just not verbally saying it, they want to see you doing it.
Yes, sir. Is it 3 years?
And then we have to go back and
Yes.
they'll come back and check us again.
Okay.
We ready
Congratulations.
to be checked?
I know that's right. And Hollis Street, when is the Hollis Street gathering, community gathering? Do you know? It's the
I think
barbecue.
it's gonna be when we're out at Little Rock.
Yes, but
Hollis
But we'll still have that. It's an annual event on
Yes,
Hollis
ma'am.
Street. Yes, sir. So it'll be, I know it's on our social medias, but we'll make certain that we advertise and invite the community.
You
to
did
Hollis
maybe,
Street.
remember something, we do have our justice and accountability meeting. Hollis Street is August the 23rd. August the 23rd is our Hollis Street
Okay,
Jamboree.
we'll be back.
Okay, so the next weekend, we're starting Youth Against Violence, but we'll have our justice and justice meeting at the police department. So if you wanna come by, community come by, we'll be talking about justice and
10 o'clock?
integrity-based Yes,
10 a.m. on Saturday, next Saturday.
yes.
Okay,
We'll start the justice thing at 11, because what I'm gonna do is bring the kids from youth against violence over to the justice and accountability.
okay,
So they'll understand when we talk about law enforcement, it's
Mhm.
about justice, and it's about being accountable for our actions.
yes, sir. Well, thank you, Chief. I'm
Mhm.
putting you on the spot, but thank you so much. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
Just to follow up on, Councilwoman Miller's comment on the cluster mailboxes, it's a push by the post office, but
Okay.
cost-saving measures, for drivers,
For the post,
for the post office, so
The
that's
post
why they've done
office.
that.
so when it's
cost-saving.
multifamily, they will
It's
require.
not just multifamily.
Oh,
It's also, yeah, it's for neighborhoods, so it's
Oh.
not just multifamily, so you may see more, in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
correct.
wow.
Yeah, so that's to address that question. And then the other is just to let you all know, Monday, we do have committee meetings that start at 4 p.m. We'll see you at the Boys and Girls Club,
Yeah.
old
So-
location,
Boys and Girls Club.
at 4. See you there.
Okay, thank you,
That's
City
it.
Manager. Now is the time for comments and, from citizens and delegates. If you sustain the meeting and you'd like to speak to us about any business germane to the city of Douglasville, please come to the microphone. You can give us your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to talk to myself and council members. Councilman Davis not here. He'll say no takers. Okay. Thank you all so much for your attendance. If we don't have any other business to come before council tonight, this meeting is adjourned.